Alright, so I had the little boat out the other day, and my throttle linkage broke. It's got a little coupling that's made of plastic, and it had kind of come apart in the past, and I super glued it, zip tied it, wrapped it in electrical tape, and that held up for a while until the actual plastic itself broke. And then I put another zip tie on it and was able to keep fishing or whatever. We got to fix that, and I got the part in the mail. Hopefully it's the right part. Also, we're going to do an oil change on the Yamaha. Since it's a 4-stroke, we got to change the oil. This is a 1986 or 7 Evinrude 25 horse. Here's our linkage. It even comes with the ball joint, which I don't think we need. I guess we can use it. These wires are not in the best condition. Probably should wrap that with some electrical tape. But we're going to move this out of the way. Down here's the throttle linkage. Looks like it's the same size. My zip tie is getting in the way. Let's just pop this off. It's already broken. Let's just get it out of the way. So this is the broken linkage. You see the zip tie and the tape all over it where I tried to fix it. See, it broke in a couple different spots. She's toast. Now we'll just take this whole assembly here and screw it in. We're going to put a little bit of orange Loctite on this just so it doesn't back out. It was a pain to get this started, but we got it going. Always those minor inconveniences that are most frustrating. I actually took the linkage off because we're going to have to screw it on to the throttle cable thread right there. Alright. She's getting snug now. Alright, I'm going to wipe off any excess Loctite. Just put a drop of gun oil on that ball joint just so it goes on nice and smooth and doesn't get stuck or anything. Now we're going to screw this on. Alright, now she's going on. Alright, now where's our idle? Right there's where we want it to idle. Alright, so I've stopped it right in the position I want it to idle. So we're going to crank this all the way back to idle and screw in that linkage until it lines up. Alright, let's pop that on there. Alright, and we'll start her up and make sure she idles. Still idling low. We'll try it one more time. If that doesn't fix it, I'm not worried about it. It still runs good. Got her throttled all the way down. Idling good now. That was perfect. Okay, I can't find my electrical tape. We're just going to put this back the way it was. That's just for the starter anyways. And the starter seems to work just fine. So we'll put this back in here. We got a loose ground wire. I have no idea where it's supposed to go, but it doesn't seem to affect anything, so we'll just leave it there. Alright, let's change the oil in this Yamaha. We're going to go with full synthetic 10W30. I got a new filter. Let me make sure it's the right size. Different part number, different filter, but as long as the thread matches up, it'll work fine. It says it fits Yamaha, and most of the outboards will take the same size filter. So on a motor like this, you want to trim it down so it's level, so the oil comes out, and when you refill it, you want it to be perfectly level so the dipstick is showing the right mark, or the right oil level on the mark. The drain hole is right back here on the lower unit. Takes a 14 mil. Ooh, she's stiff. There we go. Got it cracked. Instead of just cranking on this, I'll just pop the socket off now that it's loose, and we can just use that to unscrew it. But first, gotta get our bucket. This drain plug's already starting to leak because I loosened it. Let's go ahead and take it the rest of the way out. Use that socket to get it out since it's got a rubber shroud around it. She's pretty dark. Definitely needs an oil change. I used the bungee off of the transom saver to hold that funnel there while it drips, so we can get to work on the rest of it. So the oil fill is right here. The dipstick's right there. And you just pull it out. Dipstick's real short. It just goes straight into the oil pan basically to make sure the level's right. Something tells me somebody over tightened this. Yeah, I need some kind of a wrench. Hopefully this doesn't dump oil all inside the motor. Do it really quick. Oh, we're good. Dripped a little bit. It looks like it drained out pretty good. Whoa. Be careful here, I'm making a mess. Get a little oil in there, get it on the gasket, clean up my mess. Alright, let's clean this up a little bit. Make sure the surface is all clean, there's no dirt. Make sure there's no dirt on this mating surface here where your gasket will go. Gasket's oiled up. Come on. Like with any oil filter, you just want it hand tight. You shouldn't have to use a wrench to get the old filter off. That's perfect right there. Washer looks good on the drain plug. We'll go ahead and put the drain plug back in. Nice and tight. Clean her up a little bit. The owner's manual for this says 10W30, 10W40. Engine oil quantity, excluding the filter, is 2.64 quarts. According to the lines on this jug, we've got about 4 quarts in this bottle. So we want it to get down to where it's just over a quart. Okay, I'm going to crank it over just for a couple seconds to get some oil pumped into that filter, and then we'll check the dipstick. Don't run your motor very long at all with a dry impeller. It'll wear your impeller out. Alright, now we'll let the oil settle down and check the dipstick. Yeah, it looks like she is just under the full mark. Okay. Just under the full mark, you can see right there, which is perfect. Got the level right on the first try. Make sure that dipstick clicks into place. We are good to go. Okay, so that is how to change your oil on a 4-stroke outboard, particularly a Yamaha F60. And if you got an old greasy Evinrude like this and your throttle linkage broke, hopefully that helped you out as well.